again. I'm live again from the streets of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. The purpose of these little live videos is just to share some thoughts with you, because as I'm driving, oftentimes I'm thinking. And I just want to share some thoughts with you today. But before I do that, I call this Windshield Wisdom. That's what I call it. In the last live I did last week, I caught myself calling it Wednesday Wisdom. And the reason why I was calling it Wednesday Wisdom is I think the previous one before the last one I had done on a Wednesday. And obviously Wednesday wisdom goes great together. But it was actually a Monday that I was bringing you Wednesday wisdom from my windshield of my car. I got my phone clamped onto my mirror, so that's why I call this Windshield Wisdom. So let me do my best to provide you with some more wisdom. I'm a bivocational pastor, and what that means is I work inside and outside of the church. This is my church here. It's called Faith Point, and we're in the DFW Metroplex. And I also own a construction company. I've done construction my entire life. I've also, been a part of the church and quote unquote working in the church my whole adult life. And so been pastoring for 12 years coming up this Easter, and then I've owned my own construction company, mainly residential remodeling. My oldest daughter's 23. I started my own company when she was 1 week old. So it's been over 23 years now of construction and ministry, and Windshield Wisdom is this coming together. You can see in the background, I've got the seats down. My truck got stolen. I'm coming to you from my wife's car because my truck got stolen back in June, day before our 25th wedding anniversary. Talk about a wedding anniversary present. My truck got stolen. And so actually, I grab my wife's car every now and then to go check on the jobs and to even get the materials. Today, I loaded, this is a Chevy Trax. And it's a 2024 Chevy Trax, so it's newer. It's not the egg bubble shaped one. This is a Chevy Trax. And so you can see the tools in the background. You see the red tools in the background, the tool. Those are for Milwaukee tools, because if you're a true construction person, you don't buy Ryobi tools, you buy stuff like Milwaukee. But today I was delivering some materials to a job. I had, in this Chevy Trax, I had some doors, 80-inch long doors just laid across here. And so I'm a pastor and I do construction. This is Windshield Wisdom. Here's the thought for the day. Okay, are you ready for the thought for the day? Our world right now, it is wild. Man, it is wild. You get online for 5 seconds and you can see the complete insanity. You can see the hate, the anger, the division, the confusion. And it's just constantly, and I know from my perspective, it's people posting how they feel and what they think, and how they feel and what they think, and how they feel and so people keep posting what they feel and how they think. And I noticed something as I was kind of thinking about, today and what I wanted to share. Not everything that we think, not every thought that crosses our mind needs to be vocalized. Not every thing that we're thinking, not every feeling that we're having needs to be, written and put out into the social media world, into the internet, the World Wide Web. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is not say how we feel and say what we think and let our emotions lead and guide us. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is just shut our mouth and just don't say anything. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is actually, since I'm a pastor, this is what you got to do. Capture the thought. Take it captive. What we're seeing in our world today is people who don't know how to take thoughts captive, and instead they let it run wild in their mind. And next thing you know, we're all mad about, we don't even know why we're mad. We don't even know why we're so upset and charged up. And I'm not saying there's not moments and times and exact things that we need to stand up for. That is not what I'm saying. But overall, our entire culture has lost their minds because we let crazy thoughts run wild in our head, and they fester until we're posting and saying and deleting and cancel culturing. And it's just crazy. So instead of living a life that is captured and captive by crazy thoughts and vain imagination, that's what the scripture says. The scripture tells us take those thoughts captive. Don't let it capture you and make you a captive to it. And so in other words, sometimes those thoughts don't need to leave your head. They don't need to come out of your mouth. They don't need to be written, on a piece of paper. If you still do that, they don't need typed on a computer or with your thumbs on your phone. Thought of the day. That's your Windshield Wisdom for today. Capture crazy thoughts, bring them into the subjection of Christ, and go on with your life. You'll probably be a whole lot less angry, and learn how to get off the internet when you need to get off the internet. Have a great day.